The channel, Tune Reacts. What it is, what it ain't. How y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling? We back. Live in effect. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We about to watch my girl Rhea. You know what I'm saying? Women are furious after she said this about single mothers. So we about to see. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit the subscribe button, man. Yeah.
It's statistically a fact. Single mothers, we produce the worst product, right? Part of that, when we talk about males, especially black males, we don't realize that we're programmed, because if you don't understand history, you won't realize that, like, it starts with the female. Even when we were slaves, the idea is if you program the mind of the female slave, she will raise the offspring to continue your agenda without you having to be physically involved. She will teach her children to abide, because we're the first givers of life and care when kids are small. So we train them up to be good slaves, follow these particular rules. We indoctrinate and, create certain philosophies in their mind. So by the time they're big and strong, they still following behind the same agenda that was placed into us. So when you look at males that come from single mother-headed households, if you don't get around positive male role models, you have the emotional management skills of a woman.
Break that down.
So if all of your upbringing, 17, 18 years, you've only seen a woman head the household. You've only seen how a woman problem solves. You only seen how a female, i.e. your mother, handles things. You've only seen how she deals with anger, guilt, shame, different feelings. You're only watching it from her. Now, she ain't telling you act like me, but she telling you act like me because this is programmed.
I wanted to say something. I'll let her keep going, man.
She said it all.
She going in.
She said everything. She said everything. Okay, like let's just thank you guys for coming. She really did. And it's so interesting because whenever we talk about family dynamics, there's always so many complaints on the dad, right? There's so many people who complain about, my dad wasn't there, my dad didn't do right, my dad, even if he was around, it's like he didn't do enough, or he didn't do as much as he could have, and my mom was this person and that person. Guilt. But it's rare that we ever hear people really delve into the emotional taxing situations that they go through living with just their mother. The way that she took her stress out on her children, the way that she demands you to be something because of the relationships that she could not keep or could not have, or because she's raising her young sons to quote unquote be the man of the house because she can't keep a man around, or whatever the situation is, or as this woman just said, literally, showing them how to be, being emotional men, whereas it's not a problem for men to show their emotions, but to making them to be overly emotional. A lot of times we see a lot of women who will bash their sons or whatever the case is because they cry or because they're emotional, but it's at the same time, if you are the only person that they've seen because you have either kept them away from their father because the relationship did not work out, you cannot keep a positive male role model in their life because of whatever it is that you got going on, all they can do is emulate what they see, because a lot of people forget that men, just as women, they start off as children. A lot of people forget that. I know, to the people who remember that, are going to be like, of course, we all start off as children. But I strongly believe that a lot of people forget that men were once babies and they were once children. And children are extremely impressionable. It's a lot of, especially in their younger years, it's a lot of what they see and less what you are telling them. They literally emulate all the behaviors that you have. It takes a strong foundation for a young boy to understand what it even means to be a boy, to be a man. This is why we have the conversations all the time that women, you cannot train your boys to be men because you do not understand the experience.
Yeah, man, and that's what they taught that, and that's why a lot of men grow up now and they be like, I'm gonna be a good man, while they say don't be like that. Don't be like that. You know what I'm saying? All the men that you seen your mother going through and women in your life. And you know, that's why a lot of men feel like you gotta be a good man, but a lot of this shit has been lied to you. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's hard for, like how she said, to be teaching a man masculinity and she's giving you all her, you know, ways of what she had to go through, how she deals with being head of the household, how she deal with her emotions, how she deal with her shame, her guilt, you know. And that's why a lot of these niggas, they grow up and they be bitchy, they be so emotional, you know. But they did this was strategically done because they wanted to flip the roles, they wanted to break the families up. You see what I'm saying? And they already know what's emasculate the man and what's masculate the woman. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they do. This is strategically done. They know what start from the family, what start from the root. You see what I'm saying? Especially us as people. You know what I mean? But I let it keep going. They going in, man. I can't really say to them.
You can talk about from your perception. You can talk about what you think. You can talk about the things that you have an idea of. You can talk about certain traits or qualities that they should have. But it takes a man to raise a man. And that's the truth. Because you cannot literally understand or fathom all that it takes for a man to grow within his true masculinity. It don't matter how much you talk about, you know, on Father's Day that you was the mama and the daddy. It don't matter what you say. You can't do it. It's literally impossible. We can look at statistics and see how impossible it is. Again, you know, this woman made a very clear point to say that that these young men need to have, you know, strong male role models. And to be honest, you know, the best role model for a young man is his father. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, all of the traits that are within him are within you. Who better to emulate? Now, I can understand, you know, there are some faulty situations. There are fathers that, you know, are either incarcerated, pass away, or whatever the situation may be, where they are not able to be physically present within their lives. But besides the extreme of the people who literally are intangible, when we talk about the mothers who just keep their children away because they don't want to, you know, deal with the man and they don't want to be involved, so they just purposely keep their child away from their father for their own selfish reasons, exactly. You are doing your child the greatest disservice. Because it's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about your feelings. It's not about your emotions. It's not about what you like and don't like. That was probably your problem within the relationship, is because you thought it had to be your way or the highway. And now you're trying to do that with your son. Control whatever he got going on. Control who he communicates with.
What I was just saying, y'all, masculinity,
communicating with the other part of himself.
You see what I'm saying?
Because of how it make you feel. Because you left out.
I control this shit.
The cannabis industry is exploding nationwide, and that's why I created the Master Mentors Live educational platform.
It's not about you. I'll never understand, you know, a lot of women who go through these situations of breakup or whatever the case is, and you start making it seem like this person is an unfit parent. Just because your relationship didn't work out. That don't got nothing to do with nothing. Not one thing. You mad? You take it out on you think you're taking it out on your child's father, but you're actually taking it out on your child, because your child's father is a grown man. He got it. He already went through adolescent stage. He's already been guided.
You taking it out on your child,
he can figure things out.
Your whole family.
It's your son who's gonna have these challenges.
Dumbass motherfuckers, man.
And what happens, which is very hurtful, is that the reason why I stand so strong on the father being there, we're going to get to the uncles and all that stuff in extreme situations when that's not possible. But the reason why I stand so strong on the father and the dynamic of the son being with his father is because a lot of women, after they leave certain relationships, sometimes do not have the best judge of character when it comes to people. Then they get a new boyfriend in the house. Now you're trying to get your son to emulate this man that you don't even know. And then when you find out that relationship is not good for you, or that relationship does not work out as well, now you have these traits of this man that did not work for you, that you do not like, or you realize he was not the best person. Now these traits are already embedded in your son. So now he's emulating somebody that you don't feel is worthy of being emulated. Or doesn't have the qualities to be emulated of. Or somebody who is showing you their representative. We just got to be real. Again, in extreme circumstances, I've seen people who literally have been incarcerated, and the mother keeps a duty to make sure that that father is in his children's lives, and you would never know that their father is not physically present by the way that he has control over his children from wherever he is being incarcerated. I've seen it.
But you gotta have grown adults.
You would never know that there was not two parents in that household, because the woman
you gotta deal with
is demanding that respect and that honor for that father, no matter where he is.
Or is one of them.
No matter how we play it, it always comes back to the woman and the part that we play, and how important it is for, especially as women, to set a certain standard for children and father. Again, it's not about you. It's not about how it makes you feel. Not because that's not your friend, not because that's their father. You might be annoyed. You might be a little irritated because you don't want to deal with this person. You should have vetted better. Should have thought about that. Things happen. Everything doesn't work out. But once you know that you were going to have a child with this person, you should have known, regardless of any situation, I'm going to make the best decision for my child. Not for my feelings, not for what I think, not for me, for my child. Once you have a child, it's no longer about you, it's about them. That's why when I hear people on social media and women talk about, I don't want to have children. Okay, let them say it from the get-go. It's better they say it from the jump, and you just take their word for it and keep it pushing, and find somebody who would say, yes, I would.
Hey, dumbass motherfucker be saying shit like that. What the fuck is you here for then? You just here to be on the planet just to look cute and get fucked, huh?
Where women's sport
I hate hearing motherfuckers talking about, I don't like that kid. I don't like that. And be here and be a useless motherfucker that just sit there.
With the most triggering comedy.
Hey, come on, bro.
It's horrible.
I can't stand hearing shit like that.
The thing is that people, again, they underestimate the power of the mother when it comes to the influence that she has on her children. I love the way that the woman said this, and she brought it all the way back from, way back when, from slavery days. But, it is so serious because, as a mother, you are carrying your child in your womb. They literally live inside your body. After they are born, they literally don't know that they are separate from you for months. They don't know that they're a different entity from you for months. The connection that a mother and a child has is so serious and so thick that there are grown men and grown women right now who are dealing with the manipulation and the trauma that their mother has inflicted on them from when they were a child.
To this day. Hey.
People always talk about, daddy issues and this and that.
And that's why you see a lot of men too, when they having problems and stuff like that, a man gonna go naturally to his mother and vent and express himself too. He always gonna feel more comfortable going to his mother. You know what I'm saying? Just to add that in there.
I rarely hear people talk about mommy issues. Because mommy issues run deep.
Yeah, we scared to talk about that. We know about the men.
They affect the whole community. They affect the viewpoint of how you see things. A lot of women, they indoctrinate their sons to become a certain type of man that they've never seen, that they've never acquired. You know, this build-a-man that they figure that they could build. They want their son to be the build-a-man.
By the builder.
They indoctrinate his mind on the type of man that he's supposed to be. And then for young women, they indoctrinate their minds on how they don't need a man. And it stays with them. Why do you think there's such a strong influence towards women? You know, being out there, being liberated, being free, being that, because once these women are out there acting a fool, once they're you know, they're not thinking about family structure, they think about being selfish. You know, they want to be outside, they want to get the bag, they want to put their careers first. You know, they no longer want to be attached to their man in the family unit. The family structure is broken.
I'm an independent woman.
I heard some people talking about, well, you know, it's the man's fault. Everybody has a part to play, but you see, the woman is the center of the family structure. She is. She is the center of the nurturing for the household. She is the center of the guidance for the children. If she acting a fool, if she out of whack, the whole house is out of whack.
They don't get that too.
I love the way she broke this down. Okay? I love the way she broke this down. And to be honest with you, we could be sitting here talking about this in a whole deeper, longer conversation.
Exactly.
Because there's so many levels to this conversation. When it comes to women and the impact they have on their children. Not just positively, but negatively. And not just against their own sons, but against their daughters as well.
Nah, man, like, these two women was very amazing. I want to definitely say that. They gave a real good, explanation. They really broke it down. Very, real good how they broke it down. Like, that's why I really even had to say too much. I was just really adding in. I was really like, they said, come on, man, you can't deny nothing. They said, man, like, hey, we gotta hold each other accountable, and especially like I said, it do start from the mother, man. We know what we gotta do, but what they were saying, man, it's like it do start from somewhere, and we gotta stop doing that, man. But I ain't gonna say too much because we could go in, like she said, different levels and different ways of this. But it was definitely a good little, thing to see. Shout out to both of them sisters, you know what I'm saying? Go follow them, go hit them. Y'all already know, man. Shout out to y'all I.F.Os, man. And you already know, man. Y'all hit that like button, y'all hit the subscribe button, man. Y'all be safe, man. We be back. Oh.